Hello, it's time for April 2021 favorites and fails. I am shifted over a little bit in this video to make room for Luke. I know he's been missed in my videos lately and he wanted to be in here, so I made some room for him today and I'll just use this space to hold up products. I have a lot of great favorites I'm really excited to share with you. I have a few fails, I have lifestyle, I have beauty. Welcome back to my channel, welcome if you're new, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the lip that I have on that I am loving. This might be one of my favorite lipsticks in my collection, and it's not just because it's new. I cannot stop reaching for it. This is the Chanel Rouge Cocoa Bloom lipstick in the shade Dream. Now, when I first sat down to film, I had had this lipstick on for about 3 hours, I would say. I had a mask on the majority of that time, and I also ate and drank during that time. And you can see the stain that it's still left on my lips. So I wanted to capture that on video so that you could actually see that even though this is a hydrating kind of balm lipstick, it doesn't completely fade away. It does leave some color on the lips even as the, consistency kind of wears away. It doesn't leave my lips dry. This shade is absolutely beautiful. It's so face brightening, yet it's still neutral at the same time. I have to say this was a good buy. I actually would like to look at getting some more shades because I really am in love with this formula. It's creamy like a lipstick, but it's nourishing and hydrating like a balm, and it's got that opacity. I mean, it's not a liquid lipstick and that it's going to, just completely stay on all day long and be completely bulletproof. But for a balm type nourishing lipstick, this wears so well and it's really flattering on the lip lines. Now, some of the products in this video are new discoveries that I've been loving and using a lot this month because they're new releases. This one is not, but this is a product that I've discovered this month because I got it in the recent Sephora VIB sale. This is the Dior Backstage Eye Palette in Warm Neutrals. I just cannot get over how easy this is to use, how flattering it is. It's basically just foolproof. I kind of gave a little preview of how I felt about it in my Sephora VIB haul video, but I just wanted to confirm in this video that I do in fact adore this palette. I think part of the reason why I held off on this in the first place is because it's another neutral warm palette, but I was a little hesitant about this eyeshadow primer being in here and just taking up space. I just thought it was kind of pointless. However, I really like having it in there and it functions really well. It's got a nice thin, smooth consistency and it evens out any unevenness on my eyelids. And of course it keeps my eyeshadow on all day and keeps it from creasing. What I love the most about this is that I can just reach for it and get an effortless look, whether it's a one and done look with, either one of these shadows. And by the way, this is not a totally warm palette. I mean, I can get a warm look, but I could also get a completely neutral look with it. This is a very taupey shade. This is also not super warm. And these deeper shades are also neutral. I like that I can get that one and done look. I can get an entire eye look and dress it up. There's hardly any fallout. It blends effortlessly. I'm just kicking myself for waiting so long to get this, and I do see myself purchasing the other shades at some point in the future. Sometimes simple is better, and this is an eyeshadow palette that is simple, but because the quality is so great, because it's so easy to use, it's totally worth the money for me. I tried a facial peeling gel this month for the first time, and this is the one that I used. I'm not even going to try and pronounce this brand name. It's a little washed out because of this new room that I'm having to film in. I have to bring in some artificial light, and it kills me because I'm so used to filming with natural light. We're making do for the time being. I was curious about this because I've heard interesting things about peeling gels, so I ordered this from Yes Style. If you want something gentle that's going to get rid of the surface dehydration, those little flakies or just dead skin cells in general, that's what these are for. You just apply the gel to your dry skin and start massaging it around very gently, and you'll start to feel it kind of ball up, and it's actually picking up these skin cells and getting rid of them immediately. I'm very impressed with this. I like to use this in the morning and then I wash my face after. I feel like it just gets rid of all of those little, surface dehydration spots that I get from being on prescription retinol, and my makeup goes on really nicely. It's just been a very surprising product for me. Kind of obscure, kind of different, but I'm loving it, and you get a ton in here. This is another product that has completely taken me by surprise, and another one that I also got in my Sephora VIB haul. Now, I have mentioned this in another video, how much it surprised me and how much I've been loving it, and I've gotten some questions about it that I want to clarify here and just confirm that this is, in fact, a favorite. This is the Proteini Power Peptide Resurf Serum from Drunk Elephant. This is 10% lactic acid and it has 11 signal peptides. It's really good for all skin types. So if you have sensitive skin, if you are, just really sensitive with glycolic acids, but you still want a really good chemical exfoliant, this is a great option. It helps address fine lines and wrinkles and dullness and uneven texture, but because it's got peptides in it that help bind the moisture to the skin, it also gives the skin a plumpness, a bounciness, and a firmness that I haven't gotten from any other serum like this before. I'm using this roughly twice a week, sometimes 3, on nights when I'm not using my retinol. I just use it in place of that step, and I'm using this in place of Drunk Elephant Framboos. This has surpassed that. I just think my results with this are so much better because I am getting that moisture that my skin needs as I get older, in addition to all the other good benefits that you get from an acid. And for those of you who asked about the scent, there is virtually no scent to this product. This is the texture. It's very watery, kind of a milky texture, sinks right into the skin. The similar product would be Sunday Riley Good Genes. I used that prior to using Framboos, but it has a scent to it that a lot of people don't like, and this does not. I love a good cream product. I especially love one that allows me to apply it and not disturb my makeup underneath. This NARS Sunkissed Bronzing Cream has been out of stock for a while and just came back in stock, at least on a couple of websites this week. So I'm hoping when this video goes up, it will still be in stock. I have the shade Laguna. There are a couple of shades. Now you can see me apply this to my face in my last video, my full face of current favorites. It applies and blends out like a dream with a sponge or with a brush, and it wears really well. It just sets down to a matte finish, but it's not aging or unflattering. It kind of reminds me of what the, former Chanel bronzer was before they changed the texture. I just am really enjoying this. I think, if you're looking for a good cream bronzer, this would be a great one to get. Or the Tarte Sea Breezy bronzer that I love so much. It's a little bit creamier and not quite as matte. I love them both. Either one of those would be a good choice if you're wanting something that's in a pot like this, which I find very convenient. I hope you can see how lovely and vibrant my blush is today. In person it is. Sometimes these lights really wash me out, but I think you can get a gist if what I'm seeing on the monitor is correct. I turned my brightness down a little bit. I combined 2 blushes from the newer Sigma Cor de Rosa palette. I can't get enough of this palette. I combine shades, I wear them by themselves. I mean, you have such a range here. I mean, yes, this palette is great for spring and summer, but honestly, these shades here, you can wear any time of year. I mean, you can wear any of them any time of year, but I just think these 2 right here are really great for spring and summer, and I did combine the peach and the pink today. I just think it looks really pretty and vibrant. You do have this one shade that has a little bit of sheen to it, a little bit of shimmer, but it's very wearable, it's very beautiful, and I mean, I have no words for how much I love this palette. I've been reaching for this pretty much every day when I haven't been testing another product out. I just love it. Speaking of Sigma, I mentioned in a recent underrated products video that I thought that the brand was underrated for their makeup products because we hear about their brushes all the time, but not about their makeup as much. They recently came out with some new eyeshadow palettes, all this size. There are several of them, and this is the one that I am focusing on because I just really love this Ivy palette. I love the greens, I love the neutrals. It's a really beautiful palette. The textures in all of the palettes, it's just really lovely, easy to work with. I think this palette is unique. It gives you some color, but it's really wearable at the same time. And they have some neutral palettes as well. So I'll have the link to this and all the products in this video, as well as what I'm wearing, in the description box down below if you want to check out any of these products. But any one of these would be a great option for a convenient eyeshadow palette that's not boring and that has great quality. I was gonna hold off on this, but I have to talk about this new Gucci powder in this video. Their bronzer launch was fantastic, and this is another hit. It's very smooth and undetectable on the skin. I can set my under eyes with it, I can set my face with it, and it just gives a really natural finish to the skin. It's not overly matte, but it does the job. Now there is a very subtle, kind of expensive scent to it. I mean, it's Gucci, but I wouldn't say it's overwhelming, and I don't notice it after I apply it to my face. Now I got the shade 01 because I wanted it to appear translucent on my skin if I set my face with it, just like I do the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. There is a shade 00 that probably could have done the same thing. I just didn't get to see them in person, so I picked 01, but you can get tinted if you want. I actually am kind of interested in getting a tint in this to actually use it as just a light facial powder with no foundation. I mean, obviously the packaging is a showpiece, piece. It kind of matches my top today. But what's inside should match the outside in terms of quality, and it does. If you like the Charlotte Tilbury powder, I think you will love this. It's got that same airbrushing natural quality to it, and it's invisible on the skin. I ordered a few candles this month because I found myself in this weird spot of being candleless, which I never am, but we ran out. So I decided to experiment and order some candles that I've never ordered before. You know, that's always kind of a gamble. And I'm happy to say that this number 14 Jasmine, Oud, and Sandalwood candle from Lulu Candles is a hit. First off, it's a soy candle. It's burned really well, really evenly. The throw is nice, but it's not overpowering. You know how you walk in an expensive local boutique and it's just got that scent, that lovely smell that you never can quite recreate at home? That's what this kind of reminds me of. Not Anthropologie. I know everyone wants that Anthropologie smell, which I think we all have discovered that's Capri Blue Volcano, which I also love, but this is different from that. This just has a cozier vibe to it. I think because of the sandalwood. I don't know. I just am really enjoying this. They have a bunch of other scents too from this brand that I may check out after I go through the other ones that I've ordered, which may end up as faves or fails in other videos. I can't stop reaching for these earrings. I am just a sucker for a geometric or just a different type of hoop earring, and these fit that bill so perfectly, and they're lightweight. I know some of you have been interested in these and have asked me about these in videos, and I just cannot express how much I've really been loving them, along with the other jewelry that I'm wearing. This necklace and bracelet, which you probably haven't been able to see because I've been holding things up with my other hand, are from the new Naomi collection from Miranda Fry. I'll have, again, everything linked down below. The other two bracelets I'm wearing are from Miranda Fry also. I'm just really into the layered bracelet look, and I feel like this Naomi bracelet just adds to that so perfectly. And these earrings are so great if you're wanting something that's a little bit more, you know, show-stopping than your traditional hoop, but that's not too over the top. I've really been enjoying these, and these are new from Miranda Fry too. Now, one of the chains that I wear for my pendants a lot is from Miranda Fry. It's also linked down below, and I got two new pendants for my chain. They're the same, but different. One is square and bigger, and the other is round and smaller for when I want to be a little bit more dainty with my jewelry. I've been loving and wearing them both, so you know, I always have to share my jewelry with you, as well as any fashion pieces that I've come across that have just made a huge impression on me. This top is one of those. It's a really soft blush pink, and it's also a very soft material. I love the puff sleeves, and I got another kind of just white t-shirt top with puff sleeves that I'm loving as well. And the top that I wore in my last video is a huge favorite. It's from Rails. It's kind of a thin linen-y type material, but it doesn't get super wrinkly. I love the pattern. I'll have the pictures of everything on here because I'm kind of holding them up and you can't really see them fully. And then this top is another one that I wore in a recent video, and I just love the color, love the detail. I mean, there are other colors available too, I'm sure, but I'll have all of these linked. I think I got them all from Revolve, but they may be available in other places too. I'll see what I can do with the links. And I do have a top from Athleta that I'm loving. It's just a casual everyday top, not workout wear. I mean, I guess you could wear it to work out, but it's this thin slub knit material, really great soft quality. I liked this one so much that I went back and got it in another color. That's how much I'm loving it. You know, it gets really hot and humid here, and so I'm always looking for just loose fitting yet thin tops that don't make me feel like I'm just a box walking around. There's something about the way this drapes. I don't know, it hangs right, you know? If you like kind of loose fitting breezy things, you may want to check this out. And these shorts that I got, I've been loving so much more than I thought I would. They have this moisture wicking fabric. It feels kind of like a cross between water resistant fabric and just, you know, regular shorts fabric. I just find these to be really flattering. Before I move on to the fails, I do want to let you know that if you're noticing that I seem a little bit out of focus or blurry in my last couple of videos, this one included, it's not just you. My camera is dying and I'm waiting on the replacement to get here. It's been really difficult filming with it, but I'm doing the best that I can, so just bear with me. Things will get back to normal. This is the Rimmel Wonder Extension Mascara. Have any of you tried this or any products in this video? I'd love to hear your thoughts on them down below, as well as any products that you loved or didn't love in April. Sometimes it prompts me to try new things that I wouldn't have tried otherwise, and it creates good dialogue too. This is supposed to be really really lengthening, but I just found that for me, there's something about the shape of this wand and the plasticky bristles that are spaced so far apart that just basically turned what sparse lashes that I do have into what looked like 6 thick black lashes. I'm saying 6, it could have been 8, but it just did not do anything to separate at all and didn't do anything for thickness. I really hated this so much. It was a really wet formula even after giving it that 2-week break-in period. I just, wow, did not like this at all. I can't even actually remember a mascara I disliked this much in a long time. Now, I had high hopes for this because the reviews are pretty good. This is the Vita Liberata Beauty Blur Skin Tone Optimizer. It's supposed to be a moisturizer, primer, and a skin finisher in one. So it's basically a sheer tint that's supposed to, you know, blur your imperfections, even everything out, give you some radiance and hydration, and perfect the skin. So the texture is just kind of moussey. I didn't mind the texture. But what I found is that, so I don't know if you can see that sheen that it leaves on the skin. And I just felt like my oily T-zone did not need that. I was just very greasy on top of said sheen. It did not look good. It did not wear well on my skin. Now, if you have dry skin or normal skin, or I mean, you know, even my oily combination skin type, and you really love a product that has a, you know, sheen, a glow like this, you might really like this. But, you know, me with my humid conditions where I live and the heat, it just did not mix well. It's also really sheer too, so I don't feel like I'm getting that much from it. I also feel like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter or at Glow Lust give me that, but don't, I don't know, have as much of an obvious sheen to them. They have a more natural dewy look if you're looking for this. I don't know. I just did not love this the way I thought I would. I also feel like it doesn't even reflect the kind of sheen that it has here on my hand. I felt like it was way more obvious when it was on my face. And that brings me to my next fail, which is the makeup wipe that I'm using to wipe this blur thing off of my hand. These are the Pixi Makeup Melting Cleansing Cloths. I like a lot of Pixi products. This is not one of them. They worked okay. They're not the best makeup removing wipes that I've ever used. It's the scent. These have such a strong scent to them. I can't even stand to use them. I mean, I am barely able to use them just to remove swatches. I'm not someone that is really sensitive to scent in my makeup. I mean, I notice it if it's overwhelming. I try to be more aware of it for you because I know it helps some of you out because some of you are really sensitive to that. And me being not super sensitive, but noticing this so much, I mean, I'm even holding this right here and I just can't stand it. They're chamomile and rose and it's just too overwhelming. So I don't even care how well these worked. They are just pretty much unusable for me because of that strong scent. I don't know why they had to do that. Maybe there's an unscented version. If so, then that one might be okay, but ugh, no. I apply some of the products I talked about today in my full face of current favorites video. I'll have that linked here so you can see those products a little bit more in depth. That was kind of a high-end luxury version. If you want to see a drugstore version of that, let me know in the comments down below. I know I have a variety of viewers here that like to see drugstore and high-end, and I like to do both. I enjoy both high-end and drugstore makeup. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting my channel as always, and I do always want to give an extra special shout out to those of you in the Stephanie Marie Circle who are going above and beyond to show some extra support to the channel. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you're interested in seeing what the Stephanie Marie Circle is all about, you can click the join button, or in the description box down below towards the top, there is a link that says join this channel and you can see information about the different levels. And if you're not subscribed yet, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Bye.